There's something you do that you've never fully noticed. When someone gives you a compliment, you deflect it. When you have an opinion, you soften it. When you walk into a room, you make yourself smaller. Not physically, but energetically. You shrink. And the terrifying part? You don't even know you're doing it. This isn't a personality trait. This isn't just who you are. This was taught to you. Think about the first time you got excited about something, really excited. Maybe you were loud about it. Maybe you took up space. And then someone, a parent, a teacher, someone you loved, gave you a look, or said something, or went quiet in a way that felt like disapproval. And something in you registered that signal. Being too much is dangerous. Wanting too much is selfish. Taking up space is wrong. So you learned to adjust. You got quieter. You started every sentence with "I'm sorry," or "I don't know, maybe," or "This is probably a stupid question," but you became an expert at reading the room before you opened your mouth. You became brilliant at making other people comfortable, even when you were drowning. And here's the psychology behind why that happens. When a child receives conditional love, love that feels warmer when they're agreeable and colder when they're assertive, their nervous system learns a devastating equation. Smallness equals safety. And the brain, above everything else, is wired for survival, so it chose safety every single time. But here's what nobody tells you about that survival strategy. It worked when you were 7. It kept the peace. It kept you loved. But you're not 7 anymore. And the tragedy is you're still running a program that was written for a child who needed to survive an environment they couldn't leave. You've been doing it so long, it doesn't even feel like shrinking anymore. It just feels like you. Think about the last time someone asked your opinion and you said, "I don't mind, whatever you want." Were you really indifferent, or were you just so conditioned to make yourself invisible that expressing a preference felt like too much of a risk? Think about the last time someone hurt you. Did you sit with that hurt quietly, convincing yourself it wasn't a big deal, that you were overreacting, that you should just be grateful for what you have? That's not humility. That's a wound dressed up as maturity. Here's the moment that might hit you hard. The people who taught you to shrink, most of them weren't monsters. Some of them loved you. Some of them were also shrinking. They were just passing down the only emotional language they knew. A parent who was never allowed to be big couldn't show you how to be big. A family system that confused silence with peace couldn't teach you that your voice had value. You weren't broken. You were shaped. And there's a difference. But here is the subtle, devastating twist. When you shrink yourself long enough, you start to resent the world for not seeing you. You feel invisible, and then you feel angry about being invisible. And then you feel guilty for being angry because, after all, you're the one who made yourself invisible. And that cycle, that loop of hiding and aching and hiding again, it becomes its own kind of prison. The door isn't locked, it never was, but you've been standing on the wrong side of it for so long that the idea of walking through feels more terrifying than staying inside. Taking up space is not the same as being selfish. Having needs is not the same as being needy. Wanting to be seen is not vanity. It's one of the most fundamental human needs that exists. And the version of you that was told otherwise, they deserved better. They still do. You don't have to become someone loud or bold or unbothered overnight. Unlearning this is slow work. It's noticing when you're about to apologize for existing and pausing. It's letting a compliment land instead of throwing it back. It's saying what you actually think, even when your voice shakes. It's understanding that the world does not need a smaller version of you. It never did. The world needs you to stop shrinking. And the quiet, scared part of you that learned to disappear, it's been waiting for you to come back for a long, long time.